Science.
More than 130 of the most promising young scientists in Europe have gathered in Copenhagen for the 20th edition of the European Union's Contest for Young Scientists. The fields covered are wide and varied: computing, biology, medical science, engineering, physics, maths and more. And each project must have already come first in a national competition. One of the organisers says the competition includes some astonishing inventions.
There are some pupils who have a lot of help by their teachers. They produce almost semi-professional projects that might even be possible to publish in a scientific journal, some of them maybe. And then there are others who have a little bit less help, and they are maybe less professional, but they are still brilliant ideas, and they all develop them very well.
These two young scientists from Austria are working on a new way of measuring water pollution. They use a microscopic creature, the brine shrimp, putting it in a water sample and placing it in front of a special light. The more polluted the water, the slower the shrimp is in reaching the light.
In our environment, there are a lot of chemicals, very harmful chemicals, especially organic chemicals and whatever. And it's not easy right now with the common measuring systems to recognize these. And with our bias ray system, it is possible to measure organic substances.
It's difficult to store heat from solar energy. This 19-year-old from Luxembourg is developing a method for keeping the heat for months, perhaps even over an entire winter. He uses salt hydrate chemicals which are able to hold the heat very efficiently when they're placed in special sealed tanks.
The idea was to have more energy in something in less volume, in a lot less volume. So we tried to replace water as the storage by something else which has an advantage of absorbing more energy over a much longer period.
These German teenagers are working on another ecological invention, a way of alerting farmers to damage caused to their crops. If a farmer knows what's wrong with a plant, he can treat it accordingly rather than using pesticides indiscriminately, which can harm the environment. Using this blue light, students study the photosynthesis process of a plant. If the plant isn't working properly, it means it's under stress.
We can detect damages really early. We can detect damages after 2 days, which are not visible to the naked eye after more than 2 weeks. So we really can detect damage in the beginning, or even before any damage is caused, we can detect the plant stress.
We've probably all been for a standard eye test, reading lines of letters or numbers which get progressively smaller. These Hungarian students are working on a computerized test, which, with its random letters, means it's not possible to memorize the sequences. The computer also holds previous scores in its system, so an optician can see a patient's past history.